독학을 하면서 공부를 해왔습니다. 학창 시절에 한류를 접하게 되었는데요. 그래서 한국이라는 나라에 대해서 알게 되었습니다.
KBS World Radio recently held the 8th edition of its Korean language speech contest, a competition where non-native speakers of Korean showcase their Korean language skills. This year, almost 900 people from 82 countries joined from around the world, sending in videos about this year's theme, which was places in Korea that they want to visit. And I'm delighted to say that for today's Touch Base in Seoul, we have the winner of the competition with us now in the studio, Joanna Rajca from Poland. Miss Rajca, hello, and thank you for coming today. 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
안녕하세요. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, congratulations on winning the contest. Can you first introduce yourself to our listeners?
Of course. Shall I do it in Korean?
Well, let's do it in English first and then Korean afterwards. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Joanna. I'm from Poland. I'm 25 years old, and my journey with Korean started, I guess, 10 or 11 years ago.
And then can we get it in Korean as well, just so we can get a taste of your Korean language skills as well?
네, 여러분 안녕하세요. 폴란드에선 라이차 요한나라고 합니다. 반갑습니다.
Okay, so yes, you said your language journey with Korean began 10, 11 years ago. Can you tell us a bit more?
Sure. So basically, I've always been interested in studying foreign languages, but I guess I was particularly interested in East Asian languages. And my older sister, Gosha, she actually was really interested in Japanese culture first. But then she also started to try some new things. And then she got to know about Korean culture, some music and stuff like this. So she sort of introduced that to me. And, I just got amazed. I felt that Korean sounds really amazing. And it was just, it began to be my hobby. So since then, I started to study it by myself since, it's been quite a while. So it wasn't really possible to get any sort of books or something like this. So,
right.
Yeah. So I wanted to try whatever way I can. And yeah.
So you decided by yourself to learn Korean. I understand that you did study English and Chinese at university level as well. So you were clearly a talented linguist. But then to try and learn Korean by yourself at a time, as you said, 10 years ago, when there wasn't that much material out there for learners of Korean in the English language, that must have been quite challenging.
Indeed, it was. But I think I was really motivated. And
what were you motivated by? Because you said your sister introduced you to the language.
I was really motivated because I think those times were quite hard for me. I didn't really feel like I fit in let's say in the group when it comes to my school. I couldn't really find anyone that I could talk to, and I think all the stress that I got in school sort of I could sort of heal it by enjoying some shows or Korean music, and then the language itself. So I think Korean sort of healed my inner.
Wow, that's a very powerful and moving story. You said Korean music and TV shows.
Yes.
I remember from your video that you gave for the competition as well. You talk about your passion, your interest in K-pop as well.
Exactly. Yes. I think as it is popular right now as well, Hallyu was, sort of like a channel that got me into the culture. So that was the very first thing that I could, get to know about. And then slowly, gradually, I started being interested in some more things. And as for now, I really love Korean musicals and theater. So, and of course, the culture and language. So, gradually I started from K-pop, but it's not only this part of culture that I love. So, yes, I think the more you know about it, the more you realize that there are so many things more to just learn and know
Sure.
about. So I love it that, it's never like you can just say, yes, I know everything about this country and this culture. It's like the more you get into it, the deeper you get. It always just amazes me, and, yeah.
Sure, even as for Koreans, I think they will feel that way about their own culture, but I'm sure it must be exciting, especially for someone who's learning the language new as well, to discover this new world. We've had past winners of the competition on our show before, and it's always interesting. It's sometimes a shame because we are an English language radio show, so we can't do interviews in Korean and fully appreciate your Korean skills, but even in the snippet we just heard for you saying earlier, we could tell that you have incredible pronunciation and a very clear accent. How did you work on that? Because I can understand perhaps learning Hangul from books, because that is quite easy to learn and intuitive. But pronunciation and accents, that can be a challenge. It's always been fascinating to me.
It is. It really is. And you know what? Since I started learning Korean, because I just want to give some behind story about this. Actually, it's been like I started learning Korean first by approaching it from English side, because there weren't materials in Polish, so I just had to sort of boost up my English skills in order to understand the grammar and some other stuff. So that was the very first step that I took, and I felt like I need to boost up my English skills. So I started learning English. I started looking for people that I could practice my English with, and in the meantime, I've been trying to study Korean as well. And I think it's really important to understand how the whole, pronunciation things works. I believe you really need to listen. You really need to, sort of like immerse yourself in the culture, and just, even if you're not in an environment. I mean, because I couldn't go to Korea because it's quite far, right? So I've been trying to, look for whatever media I can. And actually, in the past, my dad used to have KBS World channel.
Right. Interesting. Okay.
Yes, on his TV. So I really loved how you just, how to say that, you provided all the information, everything that a person like me would like to know about in English. So that was a really great help, I could say. And well, you do broadcast in English, but then there are some people that appear on the broadcast that speak Korean. So
sure.
I could compare. And yes, I think basically just to practice your pronunciation, you need to like immerse yourself and listen as much as you can.
Well, it's great to know that the KBS World Service, whether it's TV or radio, is helping people and is helping people connect with Korea in this way. That's great to know. So you've been learning Korea, but you're now living in Korea, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us about how you came to Korea and what you're doing here now? Because it's not like KBS flew you out for the competition. It wasn't part of the prize this year.
I think things that are happening this year are quite surprising for me, because I've always wanted to come to Korea and sort of, first of all, check my skills, but then, just immerse myself in this real country, not in the, sort of comparing to the imagination of the Korea that I had living back in Poland. I just wanted to come here. So, well, since I've always studied Korean by myself, I was never sure about whether I can speak it or not. Believe me, I had a lot of complexes regarding that, and I just wanted to, have this academic background. And since it wasn't possible for me to study Korean in Poland, I decided that it would be a great opportunity to come to Korea and, study the real Korean linguistics. As, the older I get, I get more interested in linguistics and, the from the academic sort of perspective. So
sure. So you're studying Korean linguistics at the Academy of Korean Studies,
yes.
I believe, and you've only been in Korea for a month so far. How's it been?
It's been great. I think that, when I first came to Korea, I was amazed. There's this 정, right, of Korean people, and so like.
Right, so it's a word that cannot be translated famously.
Yes, like the people, the way they behave, they treat you is just amazing. I think that these times people tend to be sort of like harsh towards each other because we're all living busy lives, but it was different in Korea. So, when I came and I felt this 정 once again, it just, makes me feel so peaceful. And, it's really weird because I feel like almost I'm, it's my second home or something like that, even though it's been only a month. So I feel really safe. I feel really great. And yeah, I'm really thankful for this opportunity that my school gave me, because yes, it's been hard to get here, but all the process or the documentation, if I can, I would like to express my gratitude towards 이나연 선생님. She helped me a lot during the process, and I'm really grateful for that. So.
Well, it sounds like you've had a great start. What are your future goals then with learning Korean? What do you imagine this will lead?
Well, I would say that since it's been a long time and I've tried to, work on my Korean during a lot of different ways, and I also have some experience with translating. And at first it was super stressful because, if you learn the language by yourself, you're never sure. But then when you're supposed to translate things, you need to understand it a little bit deeper. It's not just, a process of copying, pasting something. So since I have some experience in translating, I would like to work on that. But that's not the only thing that I'm thinking of. I think I would also like to start my career in academic sphere, because, well, my mom and my aunt, they're also teachers. So
oh right, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
So this sort of background, it's really funny. It just led me to realize after so many years that, well, maybe I should become a teacher. So probably in this kind of sphere, I would like to, grow up and...
Right. It's perhaps in your genes, as they say.
Probably, yes. Probably, yes.
And finally, we should ask, it would be remiss for us not to ask, what tips or advice would you give to fellow Korean learners out there, especially as someone who has learnt it so well over the years?
I think a lot of people are treating learning a new language in sort of like, a lot of people tend to think that it's something impossible to do. like, because it is indeed really, really hard, but I would like everyone to think that it is a long process, and I would like all the people to just enjoy it, because I think getting to know about another languages broadens your perspective, broadens your inner self, and the way you perceive world. So, you know, of course, it is really good to learn languages if you want to work with that, but that's not the only thing. So if you would like to learn it, just try, give it a try, and it's not possible not to make mistakes. I think mistakes create us and you know, shape us in some ways. And if there are some people that can correct you, just do not treat it as something wrong. Just try to think about the mistakes that you made and try to sort of analyze them. And the last thing, just immerse yourself in the language and in the environment, because that's the most important thing, I think.
Okay, we'll leave it there, but we really appreciate you coming in today to speak to us.
Thank you.
And congratulations once again. We've been speaking to Joanna Rajca, the winner of the KBS World Radio's 8th Korean language speech contest. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you so much. 감사합니다.